Hello, my name is Molly and I'm with Mpress Interactive, and today I'm going to be giving you a simple overview of the functionality of SimplyMpress, which is our newest app. So SimplyMpress is a typographic and layout tool that lets you quickly create vintage-looking designs for greeting cards, posters, flyers, scrapbooks, and much more. So first I'm going to walk you through our toolbar. So down here on the bottom left, I've got paper selection. I can choose a number of different paper colors and textures. I can choose portrait or landscape orientation. And I can choose a number of different paper sizes. Next we've got our Edit and Create text box. In here I can create pieces of text, or I can edit text. Then we've got our font selection panel. In here you'll find a number of fonts that we've created specifically for SimplyMpress, and those are under the MPI heading. And all of these fonts were based on vintage wood type or vintage signage and graphics. Next, in our text spacing box, you can change the tracking of your type, you can change the alignment, or you can change the line height, so the leading between lines of type. Next, in our art creation panel, you can choose a piece of art from your device and upload it into SimplyMpress, and I will go more into that a little bit later. In our impression selection panel, you can choose different textures to apply to your text or images. Our scaling panel allows you to change the size of your text or images. Our color selection panel allows you to create RGB colors. It also allows you to save them to use them later. Our opacity panel lets you choose different opacities for your images or text. Our background effects panel allows you to invert images or text, flip them, crop the edges, or pad the edges. Our anchor point panel allows you to change the anchor point of your text or image. It also allows you to scale it from that different anchor point, rotate, and again crop and pad. In our portfolio panel, we've got folders for you to store your work. We've got samples that we've previously made for inspiration. And we've got clip art that you can use in your work. In the export panel, you can output your work at 3 different resolutions and save it as a ping to your device. The settings panel allows you to change a number of different settings in the app. Over here on the right, we've got undo and redo buttons to undo and redo your actions. And here, under the question mark, we've got a help page. And so everything I'm going to be discussing today and a whole lot more is in this help window. So today I'm working on a desktop computer, and on a desktop we've got a menu up above as well, and it has all of the same options as the menu below with some keyboard shortcuts. So this is the desktop version, but if I minimize the window, you get an idea of what SimplyMpress looks like on a mobile device. So today I'm going to be making just a simple card. First I'm going to go into full screen mode. I'm going to delete, and start with a clean page. So I'm going to choose a paper texture. I'm going to choose a 5x7 paper size, and I'm going to stick with landscape orientation. So now I'm going to grab a piece of clip art that I want to use on my card. First, I'm going to add this to the portfolio. Then I'm going to come into the clip art folder, load up a piece of clip art, select one, copy it, then go back into my portfolio and reload my blank page. Now I'm going to select both of these objects and change the color. So I can select a previously created swatch, or I can create a new one. If I want to save this swatch for later, I can select it and drag it over top of one of the previous swatches, and it'll save it for later. Now I'm going to change the opacity. So as you can see, some of the paper texture comes through. Now I'm going to add some text. I'm going to change the font. Add some more text. Change the font. I'm going to select both pieces of text, change the color, change the opacity. Now I'm going to import an image from my device to use in the background. So when I import the image, and I don't have a texture selected, the image is going to be as is with the background intact. But when I choose one of these impressions, the background disappears. So I'll change the color to demonstrate this more clearly. And now when I select a texture, it applies. When I continue to click on a texture, it's going to reload that texture in different ways until I'm satisfied. So I want to do a few things with this image. I want to rotate it. And I can choose to rotate free or at fixed intervals. So now I want to put this image behind the text and the borders. So when I select it, and I select this arrow on the right, and then I select this Arrange tool, I can move it all the way to the back, forward once, twice, back once, twice, all the way to the front. So now that I have my design, I'm going to make a few alternative versions. So I'm going to go into the portfolio, and I can either update my original version, or I can add a new one. So let's say I want to make a few color changes. And some texture changes. I could also change the color of the paper. So I can save all of these versions and then decide which one I'm happy with. So I'm going to stick with this latest version, and now I can export it to use it later. So now this image is saved to my device and I can use it however I like. So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you get lost, don't worry, just refer to the help section.